Zimbabwe was once known as the breadbasket of Africa, and we want to believe by implementing concepts on conservation agriculture, we should be able to reclaim our position as the breadbasket of Africa. We want to believe climate smart farming is the way to go, and we should embrace that wholeheartedly, because if we look at the persistent droughts that are actually taking place but these years, this can actually curb that, in that we'll be able to provide food for our families, for our communities, and schools have been asked to feed students. It has been observed that many students are coming to school on empty stomachs. They are coming to school hungry because of the challenges that their families are facing back home. Embracing climate smart farming, it means we should be able to get resources to feed those students who come to school hungry.
KAS, in partnership with Foundation for Farming, have introduced a program to train climate smart agriculture into 13 schools. From these 13 schools, teachers have been selected to train pupils who go back and impact their families and communities. One of the schools we've trained is St. Mary's High School.
We went for a training in which we were taught the principles of climate smart agriculture, and I think for me it was informative because it kind of demystified things that we had learned before concerning conservation agriculture, and I think I gained much experience, and I think I'm now eager and quite prepared to share the information that I learned during that workshop that we went for. And also, with the change in the climate that is happening, we are experiencing changes in the rainy seasons are becoming much shorter. We were able to learn how mulching and preserving the vegetation that is in the land is able to preserve and conserve water for use.
As a school, St. Mary's High School, we are very privileged to have attended that particular workshop. We're trying to put into practice what we have learned so far, and we are happy that we are receiving a lot of assistance from foundations on farming. They're coming to see what we've done so far and continuously giving us advice on the way forward. We have started off with a club, a young farmers club at the school, mainly consisting of Form 1s and Form 2s. We failed to be having these for a longer period in the school. We still have them for quite some time, and I want to believe it means the project will go on for quite some time without any disturbances.
Yes, I think these young people are there to change the future of our country. We have been experiencing low yields, and people are not really getting much from their land. And I think the training that I went for equipped me with relevant skills to impart to the children so that they can actually go and help and actually teach their parents back home and their communities.
The kids are very keen to practice the climate smart agriculture. So far they've started working on the Chitungwiza plot and the well-watered garden. We are planting our watered garden at the entrance of the school because this is where everybody has access. Any visitor who comes into the school will have an opportunity to see what is happening, and we want to believe that way we'll be marketing this concept of climate smart agriculture and conservation agriculture, because everybody who will come visit the school will have an opportunity, and it will be easier for us to explain as they come in, as they go out. Obviously they will be keen to find out what is happening, and this will be the best opportunity for us to sell the idea.
St. Mary's so far has managed to apply lime, fertilizer, and they've managed to even plant their watered garden. And now they're just going through the general maintenance of the garden, which is applying mulch and removing the weeds.
A normal season would start sometime in October, thereabout October, November. That's when we normally receive rains. And in a normal season, harvesting of a crop like maize would be done sometime in April. But we want to believe, because the watered garden is a small thing, it's not a very big plot, would want to start now, and then we will be watering it about 3 times a week. And in this way, at least we want to prove the point that we don't necessarily need the rains for us to be able to harvest. We would want to show the community that with the little water that we get, you can actually harvest, because it's a small plot that everybody can do even at our homes. So we would want to show the community that we are not only going to wait for the rains, but with little resources of water that we have, we should be able to harvest.
While working with St. Mary's High, we came across a very unique class, a special needs class. We're very excited to see what they're going to do by applying these principles into their garden. And we hope that these skills will be able to harness their technical skills to cater for them in the future.
We have a special group of students, a special class consisting of 65 students. There are 4 staff members, considering that the students with learning difficulties have challenges in grasping concepts, academic concepts. Like, for instance, we don't expect them to leave school with good academic pass rates. So we are saying the best that the school can do for them is to keep them with skills, the life skills that they can use after their stay at St. Mary's High School. And I believe the concepts on climate smart agriculture will really benefit this special group of students.
At school we have a gardening project whereby we grow plants which we sell, and the sales go to the school. One day the team from our Foundations for Farming visited our school. They saw what we were doing and they advised us to put mulch so as to limit the manual work kids were doing in watering. It has helped a lot because it's very hot nowadays. So we water the garden in the afternoon. If you get in there, it would seem like it was never watered. But after the mulch, we found that there was retainment of moisture. If you go there 2-3 days, you find the garden weight.
The teachers recently came for a refresher course at Foundations for Farming. The purpose of this refresher course is to maintain the quality of delivering the principles to the pupils. This will help them even in the community so that the quality is not tainted or they do not teach the wrong thing.
The refresher course has been really helpful, because before, when I came initially, I had not gained enough knowledge on how to handle certain problems that I was going to face when I was implementing the project practically back at school. And I had questions from implementing the things that I had learned initially. So the refresher course gave me an opportunity to have the guys at Foundations for Farming giving me more information on the problems that I had faced initially. I think the measurements for the Chitungwiza plot, initially I thought the spacings were big enough. They were too big actually, and here they actually clarified how we needed to have those spacings in our Chitungwiza plot.
Previously, I believed that for one to harvest or to have a bumper harvest, he or she has to have a large piece of land to plow. But this training I had here put it clearly that it's not the size of land that matters, but how you do it. I think this conservation agriculture is the most suitable thing for my pupils since they have disabilities. And I think it's unfortunate that we learn the information belatedly. However, I'm going to make sure that the kids benefit in the form that there is less time spent watering the garden, there is less time spent preparing land for planting, less time spent managing on monitoring activities in the garden. A lot of time is going to be saved. Our hope for the garden is that when we fully engage the conservational agriculture principles, we are going to make profit by selling some of the produce from the garden.
We are going to perfect our whole garden. We have now a team that has attended the workshop here at Foundations for Farming. We are going to allocate ourselves tasks and specialize, especially in the well-watered garden as well as the Chitungwiza plot. And we are going to put more effort in making sure that our agroforestry area is developed. And we are also going to include beekeeping in that particular project. Coming back after the refresher course, I gained knowledge that before we had replanted stations that had not properly germinated. And so we observed that in our whole watered garden there were inconsistencies in terms of growth. And after the refresher course we were able to learn that we do not replant. We continue with the crop that we had in our whole watered garden.
Here at Chitungwiza High School we have the Chitungwiza plot and the well-watered garden. And you know what, at our homes we never knew about the well-watered garden. We used to just till the land and grow crops, but now we can know that we can use the zero tillage for growing crops at our homes, and I can teach people in my community how to do this.
Our well-watered garden is looking very nice. The crops are very healthy, they are growing very strong, and they are growing very well.
Although we are receiving low rainfall in our country due to global warming, smart climate agriculture conserves some moisture for the plants so that they will not starve. I'm doing agriculture so that when I grow up, I'll use some new method of farming and tactics. We have learned to make compost and apply mulch, and we are going to teach this to people at home.
I want to talk about our whole watered garden, which is just behind me. Something that has proved to be very spectacular, because we used to have very small plants here in here out, but all of a sudden once we adopted the new methods of farming, which is conservation agriculture, we've realized that we have now established a very healthy maize plant field which is just beside me. And we have a lot of people who are coming into the school who are inquiring as to how we did it to have such a healthy plants in our whole watered garden.
St. Mary's could be a starting point for the transformation of Zimbabwe's agricultural system, because the pupils have the potential to set goals and pioneer the way for climate-smart agriculture in Zimbabwe.
The advantage of teaching students or young children is that the whole thing will not simply end at school. They will also take the information that they will have learned or the knowledge that is imparted in school back home. So that way we will teach the whole community, because from school, from what they will have learned, they will also go and teach their parents and the community as well at large. So we want to believe that's the only way that we can arrest the hunger. I strongly believe that will give a lot of hope to the community, because right now we are having so many challenges and people don't really know how to get assistance, and we want to believe, considering the advantages of climate smart agriculture, the little resources that we have, we can employ them and deploy them to the best advantage and reap greater rewards from that. So we want to believe whatever knowledge and skills that we've acquired, it will be best that we share it with other schools that we have around us. So once our watered garden and even the Chitungwiza plot have thrived, we intend to have a field day where we can invite even local schools as well, so that they can also come and learn from what we have learned and what we'll be doing at St. Mary's High School.
I think if we are able to do it well, people are going to take the information for use in their own households. I think the response has been overwhelming, especially in the school community, and people are waiting to see what we are going to produce in the small demonstration plots that we are planning to put in place.
The rest of the school, you have access to the school garden where we do our projects. So if they see things thriving in the garden, if they see produce being sold, because we sell the produce to the other students and teachers as well, and the community as well. So as they see the produce and being with the knowledge that they are coming from the special needs garden, I'm sure they're going to learn about it. The conservational method whereby we use mulch, demands little energy. All they have to do is to feed their small pieces of land with mulch, then plant and the water using a little energy. So I totally believe that the kids are going to implement these skills in their small gardens at home. When they leave school, honestly, some of them are going to embark on conservational agriculture to make a living.
Climate smart agriculture.
Honestly, these skills will change our lives.